Ready? All right, I'll have to speak up. This is for you, Matt Rothwell. Okay, what I have here is a series of 10 or maybe 11 or 12 exercises. I'm going to demonstrate for you. Talk about how many you can do. Talk about how many sets you're going to be doing. And then how often you're going to do them. Okay? Basically, if you look around here, this is kind of our toy room. Well, we won't be using any equipment. Anything that I show you, you can do on a little 4x6 area on the floor, 5x7, what have you. So if you're traveling, you can do it in a hotel room. If you're at home, you can do it in the living room. The whole idea is that you're going to be going through these exercises on a continuous basis with very little rest. It might take about 15-20 minutes max, and you could look at doing them, maybe start out 3 times a week, up to 5 times a week, or maybe even every day. And these are literally just starter exercises. So, first one is just a general squat. A lot of people you see do that with a bar. I'm just going to show you with a body weight. The whole idea of a general squat, you're just going to use your own body weight, come down around 90 degrees there, and wrap out about 30 of these with a decent pace. Okay? Do about 30 of those. Then you're going to go right into a standard lunge. I'm going to show you 2 different lunges. One lunge is just going to be a static lunge. We're going to be repping this out, 15 each leg for a total of 30, 15 left, 15 right. And then you're going to be doing what's called a backward lunge. Backward lunge, just like I talked about. You're going to step back, come, feet together, other one. That'd be 2. Going back, that'd be 4, all the way up to 30. So that's 2 leg exercises. And then you're going to finish off with what we call a squat jack. So you know your standard jumping jack. This is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be called a squat jack, where you start hands up high, come down to a squat position, and come up this way. Do 30 of those. Alright? Squat jacks. Okay. Moving on from lower body. Going to get into upper body work now. Starting with standard push-ups. Very easy, but again, if you look at doing 30 of them correctly, you're going to get a pretty good workout. 30 of those. Then you're going to get into what I call an elbow push-up. This will be 30 total, 15 each side. This is what I mean. You're going to start out in what we call plank position. Elbows up, top of my toes. Right side, that's 1. Come down, left side, that's 2. See if you can get up then to 30, so you're doing 15 on each arm. So from a push-up to what we call a plank push-up or elbow push-up. Then you're going to get into what we call a walking push-up. And simply like we talked about, you're going to come down, you're going to walk over, come down. Walk over, come down. Walk over, come down. I want you to do a total of 30 times that you're going to lower. So you're going to walk over, go down 1, walk over, go down 2, up to 30 for that. So now we're going to get into some more core exercises. Before we get into those, I want to make sure you understand what I'm talking about with core. So, a lot of people talk about you got to tighten your core. And specifically for what you do, I'm thinking about whether you're hunting, you're fishing, when we were on the boat in Florida. Basically, the whole idea of tightening your core is just that you're going to tighten this midsection here. The way you do it is more than just an abdominal flex. Really think about pushing your heels into the ground and tightening your belly at the same time. You don't want to hold your breath, and you want to get in the habit of doing that, essentially if you're climbing stairs. If I'm lowering myself to one knee and I'm getting out of that stance, I'm tightening core. When I get down to all fours, I'm tightening core. Even now when I tie my shoe, I'm thinking about tightening my core. That's going to preserve your back and help your abdominals for years to come. So, to help with that core work, do something that's called a plank. There's a standard plank where you can start up like this, which is a little easier. I prefer making it a little harder. This is your standard plank here. You want to get where you're holding this for 30 seconds. Then you're going to rotate to one side, one foot on top of the other, arm up in the air for 30 seconds. And then you're going to come over to the other side. Holding yourself for 30 seconds, finishing up with the final 30 seconds of a standard plank there. Moving from there, we're going to get into a little bit of abdominal work. First one's going to be your standard crunch. You've seen this. You see some people that do it where they put their feet up on the couch, keep their feet down here. The whole idea is you're going to bring yourself up in a crunch position, pause for a second, come back down. Shoulders off the ground, pause for a second, come back down. You can do these with legs up in the air. You can also do a side crunch variation where you come up and work more obliques on each side. Each time you do it though, you want to make sure you do a minimum of 30 reps. That's a standard crunch. Then, I like a good full sit-up. I'm going to do mine a little bit different than what they teach in gym class. What I prefer is starting with hands up here, using that for some momentum, coming up, and there's one. Coming up, there's two. And you're going to do this, 30 of those. Just one right after another. And finally, you're going to do the most difficult one, and that's going to be your V-up. Start all arms extended, legs out, coming up for one. Want to make it a little harder? Go two. A little harder up, three. Again for 30. So with those exercises, we talked about a squat, we talked about a standard lunge, a backwards lunge, a squat jack, a standard push-up, elbow push-ups, or we call plank push-ups, walking push-ups side to side, standard plank for a core, side plank for core, crunches for abdominals, full sit-ups for abdominal, V-up for abdominal. Go through that routine. Continuous. If you can transfer from one exercise to another with very little rest, you're going to find you can be pretty wore out after 12 to 15 minutes. You can do that every day. You can do that starting 3 times a week. And if it starts to get easy, just add more reps. Instead of 30, work yourself up to 40 or 50, or take less rest in between. The whole idea is doing a high intensive workout like this at home every single day, along with the diet you've been following. You're going to shed calories that much quicker. You're going to get yourself stronger for what you like to do recreation-wise, and you'll start to look the part too. So any questions, let me know. When this gets old, after maybe 6 to 8 weeks, we can talk on the phone and get you another one. Till then, good luck. Let me know if you got any questions, man.